Day 2 of the Trump state visit. The pomp, the pageantry is over. He's had Windsor Castle, he's had the state banquet, he's had the carriages, he's had the military displays and might. So now it's down to the hard politics and down to business. So what are they going to talk about? Well, for a start, there's this big new tech partnership between the US and the UK with tens of billions of pounds from big US tech giants flowing into the UK to help build our artificial intelligence infrastructure. It is massive, and the government are going to talk about how that will deliver jobs around the country. There's also big talk on nuclear power, big investment again from the US, and there's going to be new jobs talked about as well in places like Hartlepool, part of Labour's Red Wall. So far, so good, but there's also the matter of trade, and that could be a little bit trickier. On the table now is what to do about steel tariffs. At the moment, they're at 25%. Around the rest of the world, countries paying 50% in tariffs to the US. Can Keir Starmer get a deal on steel and keep those tariffs at 25% permanently, or even get something better? So that's all about economy. What about foreign policy? First up is Ukraine. President Trump promised to end that war within days of being president, but still it grinds on. And there was an interview with President Zelensky with Sky News ahead of this visit in which he wants Keir Starmer to press the US president more on what security guarantees Ukraine might get and really drill into the detail, because for all the talk of the ceasefire, for all the talks with Putin, they don't seem to be getting any further towards any sort of ceasefire or peace deal. And then there's the Middle East and the situation in Gaza. Now, this is where these two leaders really don't agree. Keir Starmer, along with dozens of other states, is preparing to recognise Palestine as a state. That's a big departure from where the US is at. Trump is nowhere near that sort of position. But interestingly, when it comes to this issue at the moment, President Trump seems to have given Keir Starmer a pass on this. He hasn't attacked him for it, but it might come up in discussions, or at least in media questions around this visit. OK, that's the policies. What about the atmospherics? An almighty spanner has been thrown into the works in recent days over the sacking of Peter Mandelson as UK ambassador to the US over his links to Jeffrey Epstein. And it's a subject that has tarnished the royal family, it has tarnished the UK government, and it's also causing problems for Donald Trump and the White House. So this is a subject that everyone wants to avoid. But the Prime Minister can't be sure that difficult issues won't be raised, not least because protesters are projecting images of Epstein and Trump onto the face of Windsor Castle. So this is undoubtedly a tricky diplomatic dance, made all the more complicated because of the Peter Mandelson saga. Saying that, though, it is a visit that has been choreographed within an inch of its life, and Keir Starmer will be hoping that the halo effect of the royal family and Trump's enjoyment of all of that will pave the way for a smooth day today. But these issues being discussed are tricky, and Donald Trump, we all know, is very, very unpredictable.